Lisa. I am the teacher here, and I personally teach all of the classes that I offer on my website. You won't get a surprise teacher, you won't get a sub. I am the teacher, and I am the one that will interact with your student or you in all of the classes that you attend. I just want to take a minute and introduce myself and just kind of let you know who I am as a teacher. I am a professional illustrator. I've been in the industry for 15 plus years. I work with an agent. I have illustrated all sorts of things, all sorts of books. I'm currently going back to school for my botanical certification, my botanical illustration certification. So I am a lifelong learner. I am somebody that always is pushing myself to learn more, and for myself to just keep learning and doing and trying new things. And that is the spirit of encouragement and adventure that I like to instill in my students. I am not a light, fluffy teacher. I really do want to breathe into the next generation of artists, of illustrators, and encourage them while I push them to be the very best they can be. I want to call out greatness in my students and set them on solid ground that they know they can do, they can be anything that they want to be. I homeschooled my children, my four children, for a number of years. And I realized as a homeschool parent that at some point I had to outsource. I had students that my students were passionate about things that I was not familiar with. I am not a math science gal. I hate it. So I had to outsource that element of my children's education. I am not a music person at all. My four kids did music in different ways. I had to outsource that. There was just no way that I was going to be able to meet them where they were and actually give them any quality education in those areas. So I kind of think about it this way, is that you can get a book and you can give your child a book on drawing techniques, on the principles and elements of design. Of course, there's books for that, right? You can watch YouTube videos. But I would offer to you that there is nothing as impactful in our lives, in our students' in our student lives, as a personal relationship where the person actually cares and is calling them to higher ground, is leading them to higher ground, is encouraging them to do the things they don't want to do. Because if we can't draw hands and we say, oh, I'm never going to draw hands, and we put the hands behind the back, or we do like this, you will never be able to draw hands. If you say, I can't draw faces, I'm not good at it, you will never be good at drawing faces. If you're not good at color, you will never be at color unless you find a supportive encouragement environment where you are encouraged to explore that in a safe space. So I do push my students. I do like to see them excel. I do like to see them be challenged. And I love to see them say, oh my gosh, I can do that. So I love teaching, I love my students. And that's kind of who I am as a person. So my classes, can you do them on a tablet? Yes. Can you do them? You can do them any way that is comfortable to you. Of course, if you're taking a Procreate class, you would have to have your iPad, and the app Procreate. But if you're taking like the Kawaii class, the Chibi class, character design, the painting class, even the digital painting, if your student just wants to show up and draw on pen and paper, fantastic. If they want to show up and they want to do it in an app other than Procreate, fantastic. IBIS Paint will work on an Android tablet, fantastic. The only thing I say is that in the clubs, I'm not going to teach the specific app, let's say, that they're working. I can always guide, instruct, teach. I work in a lot of different apps, but that's not the time or the space for me to be very particular and specific about teaching an app. Let's get together in a different class, get the basics down, and then kind of come into the clubs. So show up as your student wants to show up. If you have questions, just email me and I'd be more than happy to set up a meet the teacher. We can talk about your students' needs, special needs, concerns you might have, things that you do or don't want to do. I am so open to meeting with you and meeting with your student before we even like sign on the dotted line and you start a class. I love teaching. I would love to see your student in my classroom. Thanks so much for taking the minute and watching this. I appreciate you. Thanks.